Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay. This is Ann Bink, ANNEBINK, and she leads FEMA's Office of Response and Recovery. Her title is Associate Administrator. Everybody ready? Okay.
All right. I'm here today at the Disaster Recovery Center we have at the University of Hawaii, Maui College. We ask that you come through the main entrance. It's the closest entrance to enter the Disaster Recovery Center. The hours are 7 days a week, 8 to 7 p.m., 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're here. It's a one-stop shop in order for you to register for assistance, including for critical needs, $700 payment to meet immediate needs, as well as things like housing repairs that are uninsured, rental assistance if you need shelter, as well as hotels or other options should you seek those. Things like personal effects as well that you lost in this really tragic incident. I've been on the ground now for 3 days. I've seen neighbors helping neighbors. I've seen the strength of this community, and I've seen the complete sadness that grips it as well. We're here. We will stay here with you throughout your recovery, and we have staff in the Disaster Recovery Center to answer any questions you have and to help you get the assistance you need. Our goal is to help the entire community recover. We're doing that in close coordination with local officials, with community leaders, with nonprofits, and it's a whole of community effort. And we're here to help, and we'll be here until the end, until we get through recovery together.
You can take some questions.
Yeah. So for the survivors, these are homeowners, renters. Can you walk us through like that process A through Z? Like what do they need to know to get that assistance? So
there's many ways to register for FEMA cash assistance. One is through disasterassistance.gov through the web. You can also call 1-800-621-3362. And of course, you can come to the Disaster Recovery Center. If you have questions or are confused by the process, this is the place to come to. We can answer all your questions and walk you through the types of assistance that is available after this incident, but it really is for those home repairs, those critical needs that you immediately have after a disaster, things to support food, water, other immediate needs, as well as hotel programs. We're working closely with the Red Cross on a hotel program that the state has set up. And hundreds of households have already been placed in hotels. And if you need a safe place to stay, I urge you to register right away, because that's the first step to getting into a hotel. Also, things like rental assistance if you do need longer-term housing. As we work on the long-term recovery, we want to make sure you have safe and stable housing as you embark on that recovery.
And how long will the renting assistance, how long will that last?
So if that's a need you have, you'll receive a first cash assistance payment of about 2 months of rental assistance. And then after that, you come back to certify that you have a rental property and that you're continuing to stay there. So you can recertify that for within an 18-month period, which we can also extend if needed. So again, it's a mid to long-term support to ensure that you can continue to recover as we work through this together as a community to build back.
And then what about specifics for homeowners?
So for homeowners, the first step is always to go to your insurance company if you're insured. They are the first stop. If you have insurance but all your needs are not met, if you need a place to stay, for instance, like we talked about with the hotel program or rental assistance, you should also register. But the program is really designed to jumpstart recovery and to provide resources to help bridge that gap to the longer term recovery. But insurance is certainly the first stop, and after that we can support any uninsured needs.
You mentioned hundreds of families are in hotels right now. At last check, there's only one hotel on the west side, Royal Lahaina, that is currently capped their number at 200. I don't know of any other hotels that are taking in people who need assistance right now in this moment. Is that confirmed? Do you know other hotels?
There are more hotels, and the Red Cross continues to block rooms in hotels to support the need. They are actively doing that, and anyone who needs a room should come here and register. That's the first step. Tomorrow, Red Cross will be on site as well to help link survivors up with rooms on the spot.
What time should the times?
So Red Cross will be with us from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, 7 days a week, we're here 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I understand you just went up there. What exactly is going on up there?
Sure. So there are many folks up there looking to find out not only what cash assistance may be available through FEMA, but the state is also with us, as are the Small Business Administration program, and that's really designed for low interest loans to help build back things like personal property loans should the cash assistance not meet your full need as you jumpstart your recovery. We understand that Vital Statistics and other state agencies will be on site tomorrow, so if you've lost documents in the fire, you will be able to replace those.
A couple more questions.
Yeah.
We have a local newspaper.
Sorry.
Let me give you a chance because you.
I was up there. I didn't realize this had started already. So one of the gentlemen I was just talking with who lost some homes and his tenants also lost their housing was saying that one of the difficulties he's running into, or the tenants are being running into, is that because they're all rooming in the same household, only one person in that household can officially have that address. And so some of his tenants have been rejected from the help, and he doesn't understand why that would be the case. So could you address that?
Sure. Yeah. If you've lost personal property related to a rental property that you lived in, certainly register and we can meet that need. So if there are, thank you for raising that, because I'd like to talk with you after this so we can understand who's confronted with that challenge, so I can have my team go back and look into those cases so we can resolve it.
Okay, so if people who are workers are sharing a household, they can use, each of them can still use the same address. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll have to work through how to address those situations. They're uncommon, but when they do happen, sometimes we have to go through an additional review. So it's as simple as getting the information, I can bring it to my team and we can address it. And looking forward, figure out ways to resolve it in a more streamlined manner.
Because obviously, I mean, disasters do happen in congregate settings or
Yeah, of course.
places where people share households. So I wouldn't think it would be an uncommon situation.
Yeah, we'll certainly work with you on the specifics. Every case is different, so it's hard to comment on the overall, but we can certainly dig into the details and get you answers.
Just one more.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Oh, a kaku.
Yes.
One. You got one.
Could you speak to the number of people who've passed through this particular site so far?
So we know the numbers as of midday were over 50 today, and the several days before that, which was more of a soft launch opening, about 24. So we're starting to see numbers increase, which is great. There were many folks out there working with our teams to get the help they need.
Can I have a follow-up?
Jump in with
I would just. Did you have anything on how many households have been approved? I can tell. 60.
1,600 households have been approved thus far. That number will continue to grow as the claims are processed, and we're doing everything we can to expedite that, knowing that those initial payments are critical to meet ends that exist because of the disaster.
Since I got
We'll
here
have
late,
one more in close.
Yeah, let me just ask. So another complaint that I'm hearing from people exiting the facility is that people are being asked for like bank routing numbers and social security cards, things that burned up.
Yeah.
And so why are they being asked for that? Why can't they just maybe show a driver's license or something really simple to start the process? They're saying, how could I be expected to have my bank routing number?
Right. We have expanded our policies for what documentation can be used to show that you own or occupy a home to get this assistance. So I'll work with the team and ensure that they're following that expanded policy so that whatever the homeowner or the renter may have can suffice to get the needs met that they have.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Do you have any suggestions for homeowners who are renting? What should they do prior to heading to FEMA? Like, do you recommend they not touch anything, not the FEMA process, so that make them ineligible for anything?
It won't. We always say document, right, after a disaster. In this case, it was no notice, right, and there was no ability to really document, right? That is not a barrier to receive assistance in this case. Just come in and bring what you have. Again, you can look through the questions online if it helps, but just show up. We're here to help. We'll walk you through every step, every question in the process. And if you get a letter where maybe it doesn't show every request for assistance has been filled, please don't get discouraged. We have teams that come out and help survivors, that if everything isn't awarded in that first instance, we work to try to get every dollar to the survivor that we can in order to help them recover.
And you have enough team members here to help everyone?
We do, and more are on the way. And we're also going to be working on a local hire program to ensure that the community sees themselves when they come to our disaster recovery centers or when our disaster survivor assistance teams are in the community. Those efforts are ongoing and are accelerating right now.
All right, thanks everybody. Really appreciate you taking the time to come
Thank
out.
you, guys.
Thank you.
I'll take the mic, yeah. Hi, sir. On somebody else.